Hello goblins, it's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It's an episode of this week's Pipes, and things are virtually back to normal. I'm smoking, and only just very recently again. Cornell and Deal's Carolina Flake with Perique. Which is grand. Right, this week, stuff. What's been going on? I've been watching on the BBC iPlayer The Box of Delights, which you may or may not be familiar with. It was a late 80s TV show adapted from a book written in 1935. I'd not long ago seen a stage adaptation at the RSC in Stratford. It was pretty darn good, actually. But it's popped up back on the iPlayer for Christmas. It's very much the story happens at Christmas, so it's a Christmas themed thing. And I hadn't seen it for decades. I saw it when it first came out, when I was very young. And it used to be that I would catch bits of it. Occasionally we'd go down to Cornwall to see some relatives, and quite often we'd do that around December time. And in my memory, Box of Delights always seemed to be on their TV. I don't know if I'm remembering that wrongly, but that's what I remember. I just really remember the phoenix in the fire, and it's just a really vivid memory, a scene from the Box of Delights. But also been watching Black Doves on Netflix. The first thing I've seen Keira Knightley in for a long time. In fact, I don't think I've seen her since her last Pirates of the Caribbean appearance, which must have been quite some time ago. Quite a few years. And of course, I've been making pipes. Oh, one thing I didn't mean to say. I was talking to a chap, Chris Parry. Hi, Chris. And he rang me up today and said that he'd been smoking his pipes, different pipes and different tobaccos, was having trouble tasting any of it. Not a phenomena I've ever come across. So I asked him, has he got a cold? He said, no. He said, can you still taste his food? Is it a sensory thing going on? He said, yeah. And so that had me stumped. If anyone's had that experience of not being able to taste their tobacco, and did they do anything to help change that situation, or did it go away on its own, or is it? I advise him just to cut back a bit on the pipe and give it a bit of a break for a day or two and see what happened, but he wasn't so keen on that. Yeah, so it's going to be what I've got this video, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video next week because I'm kind of on holiday at the moment until the new year, but there is a little job that I kind of need to do, and that might be worth a video. We'll see when we get to it. All this week's pipes are commissions, so not available. And I've got something to say about all of them. This is, of course, an acorn and a black sandblast with some pretty tight ring grain. Plateau rim. This was one of those pipes that was like 10% from being able to make it a smooth pipe, and it would have been pretty wonderful. It was a commission for it. It could have been finished anyway, that I chose because of the guy said you can finish these any way you like, and it, in the end it couldn't make a smooth, which was a shame, but that's fine. I wasn't expecting it to make a smooth at the start, so this was actually my original plan. But funnily enough, the new feature on here is this Cumberland. Now you might think, oh, but you've done red Cumberland before, and that's true, I have. But this is actually a darker, deeper red. Unfortunately, the camera is making it lighter than it is, which is a shame. That's probably better, actually. I wanted a darker red, and this is a colour called crimson, which is of course a red. But the old red that I used to use was called traffic red, and it was much brighter, and it was fine. It was really good, but I longed for a deeper red, and after some testing, this crimson red was the one that I chose. I really like it. It's just a little bit less raw red. This guy is fitted for 6mm filter. That's my heater crackling away. And that was funny. We had a new cooker fitted this week. We had a gas cooker, we wanted to do electric. Thought that would be fairly straightforward. When we booked it, they said, oh, we're going to need to wire it into a dedicated cooker switch. I went, that's straightforward, isn't it? Pretty standard. Well, got the electrician round and he went, yeah, something happened to the cooker line. Don't know what they did with it. So we wind up having to reinstall a wire through to the kitchen from the fuse box. So a job which wound up costing as much as the cooker did. Merry Christmas. That's life, isn't it? Did a strawberry, of course. This one in chocolate and orange. A little light smattering of plateau on the rim. A curvaceous bowl. And the fire mosaic stem. Look at that boy go. Half saddle stem as is usual for the strawberry. And again, fitted for 6mm filter. I don't know what it is about December, but I've been making a lot of filtered pipes. Come on now. I could tell he was struggling. And the last one for today. Obviously an acorn. In chocolate and yellow. So a little contrast blast there. Which is really cool, because the blast reveals the ring grain, and the contrast blast reveals the straight grain, which is always a neat little effect. Some plateau on the rim, which is become a fairly common feature at the moment. Simple black stem, because all the focus is on the wood. This one. Acorns and strawberries. Why not? All right. That's it from me. I may be back next week. Or maybe not. We'll see. I can't guess how next week's going to go, so I'm going to make no promises. But one way or the other, I'll be back in a couple of weeks at the very least. Probably, if not next week, then for New Year's, just before New Year's. All right, that's it from me. Till next time, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.